Hey folks, welcome to week 2 of Life Changes Everything. You may have noticed that we have some fancy new intro video clippy stuff and also some intro music. The music was produced for us by Christian of youtube.com/makemethemusic. I think he put together some pretty fantastic music for us. Feel free to tell us what you think of the intro music in the comments. We talked for a while about what we wanted to do this week, and we had a few ideas kind of rolling around, and we ultimately decided to focus on failure and obstacles and sort of the things that have gotten in our way in our respective journeys. Now, you guys might not be aware of this, but I was at one point engaged to be married. I had dated somebody in college and we had broken up after we graduated from college, and we maintained a friendship throughout my 20s, throughout our 20s, and for whatever reason eventually we got back together. Now I should preface this by sort of giving you an idea of how I operate in relationships. I've always kind of been like a helper, which means that I'm kind of the type to put my own problems aside and help whoever I'm with deal with their own problems. That all kind of changed in November of 2005. My brother had been sort of a drifter for about 6 years, and I got a call from my mom early in November 2005, and she told me that he had been murdered out in Wyoming. He had befriended somebody at a mission shelter out there, and that person turned out to be kind of a psychopath and murdered him. So in my classic helper style, I sort of focused on making sure my parents were okay, and I wasn't really vocalizing how I was feeling until about a week after the funeral. My fiance at the time and I were sitting down and watching a pretty violent movie, Sin City, and it was like towards the end when she kind of turned to me and said, "Matt, are you okay?" And I was like, yeah, I'm fine. And then, bam, I was having like a full-fledged panic attack. And the episode lasted about an hour. I felt like I was having a heart attack, and eventually we called an ambulance. The hospital confirmed that it was a panic attack, and from there I basically had to make some decisions. I ended up putting myself in therapy once a week, seeing a counselor, and also getting on some anti-anxiety medication. In general, I guess I started to feel better maybe 4 or 5 months down the road. But unfortunately for me and my ex, the dynamic in our relationship had just shifted so much, and we just weren't communicating with each other anymore. By the summer of 2006, about 9 months after my brother passed away, our relationship was just in shambles. One of the main problems that we had was that we had sort of different ways of dealing with problems, and she was very into counseling and therapy and sort of seeking professional help. I was much more into self-reliance and sort of getting help from my friends. So eventually I expressed to my ex that I was interested in stopping going to therapy, and she was not happy with that. In addition, she suggested we have couples therapy because our communication was so bad. It turned out that that suggestion was more of an ultimatum. I wasn't aware of this. I suggested, hey, okay, let me think about it, and we should go out to breakfast on this day and we'll talk. My lack of immediate agreement to go to a couples therapist actually is what led to her deciding to break up with me. Ultimately, I think I realized she was right. Whatever the reason was, we just had lost what we had in the past. And then 4 days after she broke up with me, my best friend passed away. I think because so much bad stuff had happened in such a short period of time, it almost didn't hurt. I mean, it killed me that my best friend died, but the end result when I came out of it, when I came out of that initial shock and sadness, I really kind of felt stronger, and I felt inspired in a way to sort of be strong for my best friend Andy and for my brother. Steph and Monica, I am looking forward to your video tomorrow. Have a good day.